Hey everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Leah Catherine. This is Leah Sees Movies. I still have COVID and I'm too tired to put my green screen up, so enjoy. So I really enjoyed the last episode. We got the entire gang back together and it's just made me so happy seeing all my favorite characters interacting again. They're looking for Connor. They finally figured out he's not actually dead. He's trapped in the Phantom Zone. They tried to use Clarion as the means by which to get into the Phantom Zone. Mission failure, did not work, presumably because they just, for once, they wanted to drag out the drama a little bit, and for once, I was mad about it because I want the drama. I want the drama of the Kryptonians escaping so badly that in this case, they probably, for the first time ever, I was like, actually, I don't want to draw this out. Bing, bang, boom, let's rescue Connor. So I'm hoping that this episode is the bing, bang, boom. I want to cut straight to the meat, to the main course. Let's get to it. So I'm going to keep this intro short the way I hope they keep this storyline. Let's get started. Oh, the whole gang is back together. We're going back to Markovia. This is fun. I was wondering if they were just gonna like never mention Brion again. I will say for a little sneaky dude, maybe going into the forest would be a...
True Markovians do not want meta scum infecting our homeland.
Oh.
I don't want any trouble.
Sorry, can't understand.
Are you venomous? That was really... He is. Just, how many times can you do that? Ooh. So, are you gonna be killing your own people for trying to kill metas? I mean, you guys are trying to commit a hate crime, so.
You are safe now. Mother of God.
Fury, with me.
Everyman, what are you doing here? Did you see anyone run past? Sorry, boss, no one here but me.
So we got a Mystique type dude over here. It doesn't seem like things are going well in his country, right? Like, he invited metas from all over the world to come and be safe, and his own people are like, hate crimes! Which granted, they were like hate crimes beforehand, so I'm glad, you know, we addressed that, because I was wondering if the entire country was being brainwashed or if they were all just that malleable, but yeesh. Getting caught hate criming by your own king is crazy, though.
In this thing, my whole life.
And also some stuff from space, probably.
So, met your new roommate?
We video chatted. She seems nice.
Nice. Wow. Great.
She's probably not gonna, they're probably not gonna immediately leave you for the roommate.
Definitely won't miss an old friend who's working at the DWP instead of going to college.
I just realized that they're wearing a hijab. I love it. I guess the journey to understand Islam is going well.
You're my best friend, and I don't want to mess that up, but you're not with Brion anymore, and I dumped Jack. So if I'm being honest, for a long time, I've wanted to be more...
Could you said that before I moved into my dorm? I mean, what's the commute like?
Just... think about it.
I mean, this shouldn't really be a surprise.
How did that man get past you? Ambassador, we almost had Wilhelm fittings in the forest. But somehow, he evaded everyman.
Every man is getting fired.
Get fittings. Tonight you sent a powerful message to these radical anti-metas trying to force metas out of Marco.
Is Viddings every man? I mean, that's what I'm assuming it was, because that's the only thing that makes sense. But why?
We want the world to know that Markovia welcomes meta-humans.
What's the motive to run? Oh, actually, I'm lying. I answered my own question. The motive to run a hate group while also being the hero is to then be the hero. So, you know, set the fire, put it out. So every man runs a little anti-meta hate group. They attack people. They then save themselves from being attacked, and everyone looks great, including in the eyes of the press.
Back on Mars, my friends and I were trying to protect you. So when you were about to die in that explosion,
Oof.
I attempted to phase us both to Pixel to save your life. But between the pain and your body's high density, we didn't make it.
Okay, so this is just the kind of middle ground.
I'm guessing the Phantom Zone is a trans-dimensional buffer between the two.
It's so funny because I've been saying how much I like everyone's voices this season. Not hers. Doesn't sit nicely on the ears. Ooh,
You're fighting me. Let go so I can bring you home.
I am home.
I've pledged my loyalty to Zod.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that really kills the whole save Connor, the Superboy, set an example, stop Zod. Except Superboy has pledged himself to Zod.
Spread out, search pattern out.
Look at
We're going to
this!
rescue SB. We need to find it.
Oh, why was it?
Found it! Phantom Zone, here we come.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
I like when I say I literally just got like goosebumps seeing all of them together, like in like a power stance.
It's, Johnny, correct?
Lizard, Johnny.
Good. On it. I'm honored you chose Markovia, Lizard.
You don't actually, this is not a fat Amy situation. You don't need to go by your appearance.
Pardon you.
You mean you'll do them like you did your uncle?
I'm trying not to kill people. You'll see, I did not kill those people. So.
I just want to be left alone.
I understand. And you shouldn't have to fight. Markovia can be whatever kind of home you need it to be.
And that dude's about to get kidnapped. I see you have a venom tongue. How lethal is that? How far can you shoot it? Just wondering. For sales purposes.
To defend himself and others from his traitorous uncle.
Yeah, that's right.
Nisias taos, varetuskistokarja Merginamies verit Belnus Pronol Justice League's Metahuman Youth Center door.
That's not what we want.
If the High and Mighty League were
Aww.
taking care of these children, they wouldn't need us, would they?
That's right.
Prezzi!
Wonderful. I'm glad we're in agreement. Come, Mueller. No need to
Punch that guy in the head. I see you see what's going on. You've got a big fist.
Where's Johnny?
Oh, I feel bad. Like they really got me to like Brion, and now I'm sad.
Someone I care about has expressed interest in me. A romantic interest.
Gee.
You knew.
Everyone knew.
I can't tell how I feel because I'm blocked.
This blockage. It is Brion, yes?
I have so many unresolved feelings.
Maybe you need closure. What if you reached out one last time? Call him or text.
Only you can decide what makes sense for you.
This is so much better. Oh my gosh.
In the Markov Family Center, those who have not had their metagenes activated are given the option on a strictly voluntary basis 2.0 injection, which has a 95% success rate at bringing new metahumans into the world. Metahumans will then have the option of joining the Infinity Cadets.
I've been saying this since before when they announced that
Finitars, like Markovian's greatest heroes, Trajectory, Fury, Geoforce himself.
Why is he so buff in the animation?
Creating one loving metafamily.
But I've been saying this since the beginning last season when he was like, yeah, any metahuman can come to Markovia. I was like, literally every country would be like, is this a militarization thing?
Such is the magic of your rule, Your Highness.
Like,
they all want to become heroes like you.
a singular country that's like any person with a superpower be in our country. Also, you can be activated and join the military.
Hey, more of the outsiders.
Like,
I do not like the looks of this.
Fury, report to Trajectory for your next mission. It seems
the whole
king
UN would be
have
trying
much
to take him
discuss.
out.
Is that what you want, Your Majesty?
It is while his hand is on my shoulder.
There is much to discuss.
Okay, Fury, amazing, great name. You see what's happening here. Do not sing the opening line to You're Welcome. She coulda, I don't know, ambush him in the bathroom or something.
To conquer the entire galaxy.
Sounds cool
He
with
doesn't
me.
deserve your loyalty. He's one of the bad guys. He's one of the worst.
But he told me I did a good thing.
Please say nothing.
Is he with it enough to lie?
Still you watch over her, though she may never wake.
She actually just
She's
woke up.
awake now.
I was joking, but he did it.
Just follow our lead.
Infinitus. It is a little late for a visit.
We know, Minister, but it is urgent. Markovia must remain a safe.
I know that voice. I've yet to see a Markovian Infinitor.
Is this because of what I said to His Highness about recruiting metas away from the League?
Not necessarily. It just raises a larger question.
A larger question.
My family.
I'd sure love to meet them.
What are you doing? Stop!
Non-metas, like you and your family,
Jeez.
feel more comfortable.
So clearly Fury was not aware about the other job of the Infinitors.
Bet he's packing his bags as we speak.
All right, girl, we gotta.
Skogowardy Green.
I want to watch the team fight little goblins that do antics. Make this 8 episodes, not the final 8 episodes. But
If you rebuild that bus for us, we'll give you any vehicle on the slide. Deal.
Hey, that's mine! I'm not Bruce Wayne, you know!
Not until you're done.
And this will really work.
I mean, her last plan didn't go so well, but the magical little goblins seem ready to go.
This little guy is my new emotional support dog, Wingman.
We take care of each other. I give him food, he gives me unconditional love. We take walks together so he can do his business, but it gets me out of the house, puts me on a consistent schedule.
Aww, this is so cute.
I'm doing the work to get better. I know I'm not ready for that, or the outsiders right now.
They're super not gonna give me the ending I want, huh? I'm like enjoying this episode, but I'm just sitting here like, but how are we gonna get
I haven't gone there yet.
people's the Kryptonians? I want to get them out of the zone. Auto zone.
She wanted me to leave with her.
The zone.
Leave the Phantom Zone.
She can get us out?
She thinks she can, but she won't take you. She hates you, called you a tyrant.
Absolutely no thoughts in that head.
You will kneel before Zod.
I won't.
Ooh. Ah. Yikes. I mean, God bless that she tried to save him, but I'm not shoving my hand in lava for anyone. If I'm not lava proof, absolutely not. But
I know I'm not supposed.
you look hot. Great job.
I had to try.
I'm glad you did. I've missed you. I'm only now realizing how much.
The good news is, what's his face isn't there and isn't touching him, so.
I had to prove I made the right choice. So I've been busy building something real, something important.
Something built on the foundations of an execution and a coup?
I mean, honestly, I feel like the execution is like the least bad thing he did. If he wasn't being psychologically manipulated, he's doing some good work.
I came to see if there's anything still between us. You helped me discover who I am inside. For me, that journey has continued, and it hurts that you haven't been part of it.
Okay, but is he gonna leave the country he's the king of now? Like, realistically, even if he wasn't being mind controlled.
I heard the Ubuntu. Are you right, Cararis?
This is her, the woman you asked to be your queen.
Not a girl.
She come to accept your proposal.
They have absolutely not.
Then why are you here? To get me to leave with you?
Okay, so he doesn't need to be touching him, just to be like in proximity to.
From you, I have continued my journey, but you are stuck in the same place I left.
Doesn't Violet have like mental powers? They can't sense what's going on?
Then I'll save you the trouble of doing
Well, alright
it again.
then. Where's McGann? Can we sense the bad vibes over here?
Now. Of course.
I'm the only one you can trust. Bros before hoes. Collect more metahumans.
What is it you want, Fury?
Please, call me Rosa. Someone I can talk to, someone I can confide in.
I could use that too, but...
Listen, I've done things I'm not proud of. First, for Luther under a control chip, then for Trajectory and Bizovi without one. I do not like the looks of this.
Tell me about it.
And she got him alone. Good job. Rosa. I feel like you should just immediately rebound with Harper if you're not sure how you feel about her, but it's like, nope, my ex is still a dick, so I guess I'm into you.
What did you call these creatures?
Troglodytes. They favor tearing new things apart over putting old things back together, but as you can see, their skills work both ways.
From crushed to crushing it. So we're really doing this? And without McGann?
If we're wrong, or if this doesn't work, I think it would kill her.
Feeding you my power.
Thank you.
Can't we bring some interns? They also went through the Phantom Zone.
Next stop, the Phantom Zone.
Oh wow, so they just have to open the door, huh? Now how are they getting out of the Phantom Zone?
The Justice League is pleased to announce that the construction on our brand new Hall of Justice is scheduled to begin this spring. Here, on Justice Island.
Right across from the United Nations.
They're not gonna give me what I want. They're not gonna do it. What is it? That was episode 23, 24, 25, 26. Is it 26 episodes or 28 episodes? Hold on. There are 3 episodes left. 3! And the whole team is going to the Phantom Zone, which is fun. And I'm sure there's gonna be some type of fight to get Connor to remember who he is, get him to turn against Zod, etc., etc. But can we do all of the Kryptonians break out, wreak havoc, gotta fight to get him back? Unlikely, unless this whole thing is a cliffhanger into the season 5 that's like not happening, or happening, and also in quotations, because who knows, and also unlikely. If it is a giant cliffhanger for season 5 we're not getting, I'll be furious. I'll be so mad. Yeah, I hope that's not the case. Seems like the case is going to be that they're just gonna have like a little skirmish with the Kryptonians as they try to get Superboy to remember who he is and go back with them willingly. Obviously, the teleporting girl, Phantom Girl, she's back. She's in the real world. Her hand is grievously burned, but she can get back to her friends. She can tell them what's going on. Does that mean that they're gonna tell the League what's going on? Which, even if they do, the team has already escaped into the Phantom Zone. They haven't told anyone where they're going. They haven't told McGann where they're going. But the new League girl could be the one who tells McGann, like, hey, he's alive. He's in the Phantom Zone. At which point, she's gonna have to... that might be what it is. The team is gonna go in there. They're gonna find brainwashed, messed up Connor. And I know this is... I'm, like, stuttering and this is a hot mess. Remember, COVID. Not my fault. I'm trying my best. So they're gonna go in. They are gonna try to convince Connor to leave, to remember who he is, and he's gonna be like, I'm loyal to Zod, kneel to Zod. In the meantime, Phantom Girl is gonna go back to her friends. They'll be like, hey, he's alive. He has no memory of anything. We need to get him out of there. So then they're gonna go to McGann. They're gonna bring McGann to the Phantom Zone using Phantom Girl, and she's gonna power of love his way back into being normal. My final answer. I like to think that there's gonna be an alternative ending, but like that's the only thing that makes sense to me that can be done in the next 3 episodes. So finding the Phantom bus and using it as a portal into the Phantom Zone, it was much easier than anticipated. They found the bus, they got some little gremlins. The gremlins work for cheap. Well, I mean, they work for like a whole enhanced Nightwing car, so I'm sure not that cheap, but still. And that was basically done in like 4 minutes of team-based screen time. The rest of the focus, we got Violet again, we got Gar again in a much more pleasant attitude, a lot less bags under his eyes. He's got a cute dog, and him and that dog play together, and it's very nice. We got Cyborg again, not in anything like super substantive, but in a nice therapy group, and that's nice. We saw Tara again. It was like all the characters that I was like, okay, these are like the actual main characters, and not like Forager, that I was saying we could have had them on missions, we could have woven them into other people's storylines, which we could have, look how splendid it was to see them again. But either way, I did enjoy the screen time we got. Like, it wasn't badly written. I think it's the most frustrating thing is when a scene is good and the character moments are good, but the placement in the season is so confusing. Because I really like this episode. There was not a scene, I think, where I was going like, ah, man, like, I don't want to focus on this character. I don't want to see what they're going through. I don't want to be at this therapy session. Like, I really was never thinking that. I was enjoying the whole thing. The only complaint was, why is it here? We're 4 episodes from the end. Why are we just now getting to this? I would love to have been in that writer's room. I would like to see the thought process. I want to understand. I really, really do. But yeah, we saw Violet again. They're getting comfortable with their new identity. They're obviously leaning more into the Muslim identity, not just as something they kind of got via being assigned it, but as something they truly believe in, or at least, you know, on that journey too. They're in college now. Harper has a crush on them, which, like, literally everyone knew, considering Harper literally kissed you. Like, last season, you just had a boyfriend at the time. I mean, so did she. She didn't care. So it's not shocking that Harper has now admitted her feelings. Again, at this point in the season, it's kind of like, okay, that makes sense. We've had the build up to this. Does it matter at this point? I'm not sure. Like, I don't think it matters at this point in this season, and I'm not sure if it'll matter ever again, because I don't think there's going to be a season 5. But made sense. There's no surprise there. I like Violet and Brienne. I think the most interesting part of this episode, right, was really the Brienne stuff. Like, I liked seeing Violet, I liked seeing where they were now, but it was really everything about Markovia, what's happening in Markovia, what's happening with Brienne. We're still getting to see those, like, really sweet parts of him, the part of him that really wants to be a hero, that wants to help people, and how it's being manipulated by his extremely obvious bad guy right-hand man. We got introduced to some new characters: Fury, Trajectory, Everyman, none of whom are Markovian, which is very funny to me. Wait, were they part of Luther's team? No, they weren't. Because I was gonna say Luther had his own superhero team, but I don't think that was them. Wait, maybe it was. Maybe it was. I'm not gonna go back and check, so maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But either way, I do think it was interesting that these are like the national Markovian heroes for a team that is not Markovian. And obviously we know that they have a vested interest in collecting metahumans for the purposes of the light. But it was interesting to me from the glimpses of real Brienne that we saw. Like, we can see he's not entirely brainwashed, right? He is still thinking and functioning. Yes, it's of interest to you. It's a main value of yours to protect, metahumans across Earth. But these are still your people, and whether or not they're being led by every man to create false metahuman hunting groups to, give you better press, it does seem like Markovians in general have very, very negative feelings towards metahumans. So I'm very curious about, like, just this political upheaval in this country, because I mean, they can't possibly be going to every person's door and being like, if you got a problem with it, move to Latvia, yeah, whatever. I mean, or they could, but that doesn't seem like it'd be very effective. I mean, I guess if the Infinitors and obvious evil henchman guy and the Doctor, if your entire plan is just, I want a country of metahumans, I guess they wouldn't care about displacing literally every native Markovian and just telling him to either leave the country or get got. You'd think Brienne would notice at some point. It does seem like Everyman and Trajectory were, like, deeply involved in this kind of, like, secret police type shit, and Fury wasn't, even though she's also one of the main TV Infinitors or whatever. So I'm curious how they've been sucked in. It doesn't seem like they're doing this. Trajectory and Everyman are doing it because they're being mind controlled, like they just do it for the love of the game. So how did Fury escape being kind of brought into this? Like, how did she just escape being flat out mind controlled? I'm curious about the timeline of this, right? Like, it's been a year for sure, but like, when did the Infinitors happen? How did this thing get going? Again, what's happening with the actual Markovian populace? I'm very curious. So this episode just gave me a lot of questions, and it's like all the things that kind of sat by the wayside because we never really saw Brion again. We just heard mention of him. And so now that we have him, I'm like, oh great, now that we're here, I've got a whole list I want to get through. Like, bring me up to speed, right? And I don't feel like there's time to do that because it's episode 23 and it's the end of the season, because the show makes very questionable choices. Presumably, a lot of the next episode is going to be them in the Phantom Zone failing to convince Connor. So, and I say a lot of, I'm going to say of the 25 allotted minutes, I'm going to say like 9 of them. And then we're going to get like another like 6 minutes of Violet, and the rest is going to be Fury and Brion and them trying to trying to uncover the depths of the manipulation and what's happening that Brion doesn't know about. Like, he was so excited about Lizard Boy and being like, hey, you can be whatever you want to be. You don't need to be a hero. You don't need to fight. It's just about being safe. And then just being like, wait, where'd he go? Oh, he wants to be a hero now. So he's conscious enough to know something is suspicious. He just needs to be alone enough, or, you know, have a space between him and Mind Control Guy to figure these things out on his own. So I think that's going to be probably a bigger half of the next episode. How, again, then we get into the issue of how are these things going to relate, right? If we're going to have some big reveal of the Light's plan, when? We don't have time for that. I don't know. But it seems like they have to be circling back to the Light because they're circling back to Brion and Mind Control Guy. So if we're going to have like maybe an episode of getting Connor, getting McGann, reuniting Connor and McGann, Connor's back to normal, power of love, fine, right? That's 1 of 3 episodes. That's still 2 episodes of space. Now maybe 1 whole episode of Brion and Fury figuring out what's going on. So then what? 426 is just gonna be like, surprise, the Light had a plan? Because that's way too last minute, right? Like, that can't, I just can't think of another way around it. Like, it's the only thing that makes sense to me. I don't know. But the good news is I'm actually going to do a little 2-for-1, and I'm going to go right into the next episode. So I'm going to get the answers to most of these questions, or at least some of them. So with that, I'm going to end this one here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, comment, etc. All of those good things that make me very, very happy. If you don't want to do any of that, but you've watched all the way to the end of this video, thank you. I still really, really appreciate you. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!